of these, I remember. And I think it's MKL or MKM, but they make great steel rib. I mean, it won't bend at all, and I love that rib. And everybody knows it. They know not to get that rib or take it, or my husband too. He knows not to have that rib in his possession. There's some tools I'm okay with. That's not one of them. Okay, so I'm compressing the bottom a lot just because I don't want to get cracks. It's another thing that's not fun when you open the kiln up and find cracked bottoms. Okay, so if I had the ball opener, it would have done all that for me. Not that. It's thin. I mean, it's going to be a thin, hopefully it'll be a thin pot. And it's always risky when you're making a big pot in front of a crowd. You know, I might lose it. When the Mint Museum opened up, they have a new facility in Charlotte, and if you get a chance to go, it's wonderful to go see the Craft and Design Museum. They have great ceramics exhibitions there. But I was one of the demonstrators for the opening night. I crushed a few of those that night. But it's part of the process. They don't all work out. But I do not make these big pots out of speckled brownstone.
Why is that? Why is that?
This clay is so far superior.
Oh, really?
But if I'm going to mess with a big pot, it's going to be good clay. Now, I have had to make some big commission work out of other clays because they had to be like a terracotta color or what have you. But I ended up going to do the same pot. I used over twice the amount of clay. So, like one pot, I used, I think, close to 50 pounds for these pieces that were about that big. But they had to be very thick because they were going to be architectural design pieces. So they wanted them very, very thick. And they're hanging on up in a parking deck in Uptown Charlotte. So I had to cut them in half. I made these pots and cut them in half. When designers come in, they think you can do anything. Well, you cut a pot in half after it's made and it has no structure. It starts to fall apart on you. So it took my husband and I, all our hands, and I think maybe his feet, to hold it together.
So they hung them on the wall.
Yeah, they're cut in half, and they've got structure. I ended up putting structure on the inside, but they would split in half. I mean, it was just, they just want to open up once you cut them, even though they were leather hard. You know, you couldn't set them out. I thought, oh, I'll just set them on some foam and they'll be fine. So this project that I thought wouldn't take very long took forever. So if you do commission work and you're pricing, make sure you're covering yourself for all those disasters that happen. Which I do a lot of commission work, and so does my husband. A lot of corporate commissions. Which is great. I mean, it's great revenue to work with.
How thick your rib is?
Oh, it's an inch right now. But it's thinner down here. Still leaving that good. So I'm going to do some collaring because I want this to not be so wide at this point. And this clay usually requires a good bit of water. And I'm pushing pretty hard because it's still pretty thick. And if you think about the traditional putters, they were making these with a stand-up shuttle wheel. So they're picking and doing this. And that's what Berlin did for years. Until he started having serious issues with his leg, the blood flow in his leg for the leg he stood on all the time. So I feel fortunate to not be picking and have both feet on the ground. And they filled that kiln